I want to send a shout out to all the mothers out there in the world, all of the single mothers out there in the world, all of the women who are stepmothers, who have been stepmothers, dealt with kids that didn't belong with you. Shout out to all the foster moms who do it for more than a check, but because you want society to be better as a whole. Shout out to you, to anybody who has taken in a kid that didn't belong to them just because they had a heart and wanted to see that kid be safe and be loved. Shout out to you. I appreciate all of the mothers of the world who are doing more than what they have to. God bless you. Hey guys, I was sitting in church today, and I don't go to church very often. I go about once a month, so that my kid can get some interaction. In this particular church, I like it. There are things I like and don't like, right? Because every church isn't perfect. But the one thing that I do like about this church is that the pastor rather, talks a lot about conviction. And I think that is what we need, especially in today's society, is more, instead of encouragement, more of conviction, reminding us of, what we could be doing better. And in today's message, he read from Philippians 1 through 11. And part of his sermon, he was talking to, of course, he shout out the mothers and things like that. And he said also, if there's anybody here who is here only because your mother brought you here, shout out to you for coming. He said, I know there's mothers in the congregation who brought their children who probably aren't doing right. And the mother said to the son, or the kid probably asked the mom, what do you want for Mother's Day? And the mom said, all I want is for you to come to church with me. He said, so if you guys are here, shout out to you. I'm glad you're here. And that reminded me of a time when I was a teenager. Things weren't really good. But there was one lady, my cousin's mother, and she took me in. She would let me come over there and eat whatever I wanted to eat in her house. Never complained, never asked me for money or anything. And then there was a time when my mom left San Diego to go to LA, and I was still there as a teenager, and I stayed with my grandmother for a little bit, but I wanted a little bit more freedom. So I went and stayed with her. She let me stay there for months on end, while I was still going to school and whatnot. And never charged me, never asked me for money, never asked me for anything, but provided a safe space. Mind you, it was only a 2-bedroom, and there was a couple of us in there. So I would sleep on the couch, or I would sleep in my cousin's bed, or whatever. But I had a really good time, and I also felt loved. Me and her didn't spend much time together. It was me and my cousin mostly just doing our thing. But I knew she cared, just by the fact that she let me, and she didn't have much either. She didn't have much at all, but just the embrace, and I try to give that back, here and there whenever I can. And I'm just really grateful. God is good. Look at the sun and the skies and the clouds, the trees, and all the things around us. I'm in my second year of sobriety, and past my second year of sobriety, and I'm finally getting to the point where I'm enjoying just the basic, simple things that God has provided, things that we normally take advantage or take for granted, rather. And so I'm starting to appreciate all the things. Being a single mother is not easy, but I have breath in my body. God woke me up this morning, and I have all of the things that I need and a lot of the things that I just want, so I'm very blessed. And I hope that everybody that does watch this can see the blessings in your life. Everything may not be perfect today, but the goal is to get better at being ourselves. And once we better ourselves, the more we will be able to obtain. And I'm not just talking about monetary, financial gain. I'm talking about all the stuff that truly matters, like a good relationship with God. That has to come first, because when you have a good relationship with God, everything else falls in line. even when things go bad, they're still good because you have a relationship with God and you're grateful for what you have. You know? So I just wanted to say that little message and to say Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers, all of the play mothers, all of the stepmothers, all of the foster mothers, anybody who has ever mentored a woman or a child. You know, shout out to you. Happy Mother's Day.